Most people throw away valuable plant food every single day. Fruit peels, coffee grounds, eggshells, vegetable scraps, straight into the trash. But here's the surprising truth. Many of these kitchen scraps contain nutrients that plants can actually use. That changes everything. Because gardeners often spend money on fertilizers, while throwing away materials that could help improve soil health for free. Now, that doesn't mean every kitchen scrap belongs in the garden. Some work much better than others, and using them incorrectly can sometimes create problems. Today, we're counting down 6 kitchen scraps that can be transformed into powerful plant food. Some help improve soil, some support flowering, and one kitchen scrap on today's list is considered so valuable that many experienced gardeners build entire compost systems around it. Let's begin. Healthy gardens don't always require expensive products. In fact, some of the best soil amendments start in the kitchen. For generations, gardeners have recycled organic waste back into the garden instead of sending it to the landfill. The result? Less waste, healthier soil, and stronger plants. Today, we'll explore 6 common kitchen scraps that can become valuable sources of nutrients and organic matter when used correctly. And as we move through the countdown, you'll discover which scraps work best, how to use them, and the mistakes to avoid. Let's start with number 6. Number 6. Banana peels. Most people toss banana peels into the trash without thinking twice. For gardeners, however, banana peels can become a surprisingly useful source of plant nutrition. And honestly, they're one of the easiest kitchen scraps to recycle back into the garden. Now, here's the hidden truth. Many people believe banana peels are a complete fertilizer. They're not. That's where many beginners become disappointed. Banana peels won't provide everything a plant needs, but they do contain something many flowering and fruiting plants use in significant amounts. Potassium. That changes everything. Potassium helps plants regulate water, supports overall plant health, and plays an important role in flower and fruit development. Banana peels also contain small amounts of phosphorus, calcium, and other trace minerals that contribute to healthy growth. That's why many gardeners use them around tomatoes, peppers, roses, hibiscus, geraniums, and other flowering plants. Now, let's talk about how to use them. The simplest method is to chop banana peels into small pieces and bury them a few inches beneath the soil surface. As they decompose, nutrients are slowly released into the root zone. Another popular method is making banana peel tea. Simply place chopped peels in a container of water for several days. The water can then be used around flowers, vegetables, and container plants. Some gardeners prefer drying the peels completely and grinding them into a powder. The powder can be mixed into potting, soil, compost, or garden beds before planting. Apply banana peels during the active growing season when plants are producing flowers and fruit. They work especially well when combined with compost or other organic fertilizers. Now here's an important mistake to avoid. Don't leave large, fresh peels sitting on top of the soil. They may attract pests and decompose slowly. Burying them beneath the surface usually works much better. And don't expect overnight results. Natural fertilizers release nutrients gradually. So what should gardeners expect? Many people notice healthier growth, stronger flowering, and improved fruit production over time. The results are often gradual but reliable. In other words, banana peels won't perform miracles, but they're an easy way to recycle nutrients back into the garden and support healthier plants. But if you think that's useful, the next kitchen scrap on our list may be even more valuable because millions of gardeners throw it away every morning without realizing how beneficial it can be for soil health. Number 5. Coffee grounds. Every morning, millions of cups of coffee are brewed around the world. And when the coffee is gone, the grounds usually end up in the trash. For gardeners, however, those used coffee grounds can become valuable plant food. And honestly, they're one of the easiest kitchen scraps to collect consistently. Now here's something many gardeners misunderstand. Coffee grounds are not a powerful standalone fertilizer. That's important. Many people expect dramatic results after adding them to the garden. But their greatest value isn't simply the nutrients they contain. Their greatest value is improving the soil. That changes everything. Used coffee grounds contain small amounts of nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, and trace minerals. More importantly, they add organic matter to the soil. As they break down, they help support beneficial microorganisms that play an important role in nutrient cycling. Healthy soil microorganisms help make nutrients more available to plant roots, and healthier roots often lead to healthier plants. That's why coffee grounds remain popular among experienced gardeners. Now let's talk about how to use them. One of the best methods is adding coffee grounds to a compost pile. They break down relatively quickly and blend well with other organic materials. Many gardeners consider this the safest and most effective approach. Coffee grounds can also be sprinkled lightly around vegetables, flowers, shrubs, and container plants. Then gently mix them into the top layer of soil. A thin layer is usually enough. They work particularly well around tomatoes, peppers, roses, hydrangeas, blueberries, and many leafy vegetables. Apply small amounts every few weeks during the growing season if desired. Now, here's an important mistake to avoid. Don't create thick layers of coffee grounds on the soil surface. Too much can compact together and reduce water penetration. And don't assume coffee grounds will solve every nutrient problem. They work best as part of a broader soil improvement program. Many gardeners combine them with compost for even better results. So what should gardeners expect? Over time, many people notice richer soil, improved moisture retention, and healthier plant growth. The changes are usually gradual rather than dramatic, but that's often how long-term garden improvements happen. In other words, coffee grounds are less about feeding plants directly and more about creating healthier soil where plants can thrive. But if you think improving soil health is valuable, the next kitchen scrap on our list may be even more useful because it provides an important nutrient that many vegetables rely on for healthy growth. Number 4. Eggshells. Most people crack an egg, use what's inside, and throw the shell away. For gardeners, however, eggshells can become a valuable addition to the garden. And honestly, they're one of the easiest kitchen scraps to save. Now here's the hidden truth. Many gardeners expect eggshells to work like a fast-acting fertilizer. They don't. That's where many people become disappointed. Eggshells break down slowly, very slowly. That changes everything, because eggshells are best viewed as a long-term soil amendment rather than a quick solution. Their primary nutrient is calcium. Calcium plays an important role in plant development. It helps strengthen cell walls, supports root growth, and contributes to overall plant health. Many gardeners use eggshells around tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, squash, and other vegetables that benefit from adequate calcium levels. Now, let's talk about how to use them. The first step is to rinse the shells and allow them to dry completely. Once dry, crush them into small pieces. The smaller the pieces, the faster they break down. Many gardeners take this one step further and grind eggshells into a fine powder using a blender or coffee grinder. This powder can be mixed directly into garden beds, container soil, compost piles, or planting holes. Adding eggshells to compost is one of the most effective methods because the composting process helps distribute the calcium more evenly. Many gardeners apply crushed eggshells when preparing beds in spring or when planting vegetables. Because they release nutrients slowly, they continue contributing to soil health over time. Now, here's an important mistake to avoid. Don't expect eggshells to solve every plant problem. They mainly provide calcium. Plants still require nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and other nutrients for balanced growth. That's why eggshells work best alongside compost and other organic fertilizers. Think of them as one piece of a larger soil-building strategy. So what should gardeners expect? Many people notice healthier vegetable gardens over time. Plants often develop stronger growth and benefit from improved soil quality. The results aren't usually dramatic overnight, but they can become noticeable over the course of a growing season. In other words, eggshells are a simple and free way to recycle nutrients back into the garden while supporting long-term soil health. But if you think eggshells are useful, the next kitchen scrap on our list may be even more valuable because it provides nutrients, organic matter, and beneficial microorganisms all at the same time. Number 3. Vegetable scraps. Every kitchen produces vegetable scraps, carrot tops, lettuce leaves, celery ends, pea pods, cucumber peels, and countless other leftovers. Most of these materials end up in the trash. For gardeners, however, they can become valuable plant food. And honestly, many people underestimate how useful vegetable scraps can be. Now here's the hidden truth. Fresh vegetable scraps should not simply be buried everywhere in the garden. That's a common mistake. When large amounts of fresh material decompose directly in the soil, they can attract pests and temporarily interfere with nutrient availability. That changes everything, because vegetable scraps work best when they're first transformed into compost. As vegetable scraps break down, they release nutrients that plants can eventually use. They also contribute organic matter that improves soil structure and supports beneficial microorganisms. That's what makes them so valuable. Unlike many fertilizers that provide only a few nutrients, composted vegetable scraps contribute a broad range of nutrients and help build healthier soil at the same time. Now, let's talk about how to use them. The easiest method is adding vegetable scraps to a compost pile or compost bin. Combine them with dry materials such as leaves, shredded paper, or straw. This balance helps the compost break down more efficiently. Common vegetable scraps that compost well include carrot peels, lettuce leaves, broccoli stems, cabbage leaves, bean trimmings, corn husks, and many other plant-based kitchen leftovers. As the materials decompose, they gradually transform into dark, crumbly compost. That finished compost can then be added to vegetable gardens, flower beds, container plants, shrubs, and fruit trees. Many gardeners apply 1 to 2 inches around plants and lightly work it into the soil. Now here's an important mistake to avoid. Avoid adding heavily salted, oily, or processed foods to compost. These materials can create problems and may attract unwanted pests. It's generally best to focus on fresh, plant-based scraps. That's what experienced composters do. So what should gardeners expect? Over time, vegetable scraps can help create richer soil, better moisture retention, stronger root systems, and healthier plant growth. The benefits often become more noticeable with each growing season. That's why composting remains one of the most effective ways to recycle nutrients back into the garden. In other words, vegetable scraps may look like waste in the kitchen, but in the garden, they can become one of the building blocks of long-term soil health. But if you think turning vegetable scraps into compost is impressive, the next kitchen scrap on our list may be even more powerful, because many gardeners specifically save it to feed compost piles and improve soil fertility. Number 2. Tea leaves and tea bags. For millions of people, making tea is part of a daily routine. Once the tea is finished, the leaves or tea bag usually go straight into the trash. But many gardeners see them differently. They see a simple way to recycle organic matter back into the garden. And honestly, tea leaves are often one of the most overlooked kitchen scraps available. Now here's the hidden truth. Many gardeners assume tea leaves are a powerful fertilizer. They're not, at least not by themselves. That changes everything, because the real value of tea leaves comes from the organic matter and nutrients they contribute as they break down. Used tea leaves contain small amounts of nitrogen, potassium, and trace minerals. More importantly, they help support the soil ecosystem. As they decompose, they contribute organic matter that improves soil structure and encourages beneficial microbial activity. Healthy soil microbes help break down organic materials and make nutrients available to plant roots. That's one reason experienced gardeners often save their tea leaves instead of throwing them away. Now let's talk about how to use them. One of the easiest methods is adding tea leaves directly to a compost pile. They break down relatively quickly and blend well with other compost ingredients. Many gardeners consider this the best option. Tea leaves can also be lightly mixed into garden soil around vegetables, flowers, shrubs, and container plants. A thin application is usually all that's needed. Some gardeners even use small amounts as part of a mulch layer around established plants. Now here's an important detail. Not all tea bags are fully biodegradable. Some contain synthetic materials that don't break down easily. Before adding tea bags to compost, check whether the bag itself is compostable. If you're unsure, simply remove the leaves and compost those instead. That's usually the safest approach. Tea leaves work especially well when combined with compost, grass clippings, shredded leaves, and other organic materials. Like many kitchen scraps, they are most effective as part of a larger soil building strategy rather than a standalone fertilizer. So, what should gardeners expect? Over time, many people notice improved soil quality, healthier microbial activity, and stronger plant growth. The improvements are usually gradual, but they contribute to a healthier garden season after season. In other words, tea leaves won't transform a struggling plant overnight, but they can become another valuable source of organic matter that helps support healthy soil. But if you think tea leaves are useful, the number one kitchen scrap on our list may be the most valuable of all because it combines nutrients, organic matter, and soil-building power into one of the greatest natural fertilizers gardeners have ever used. Number 1. Mixed kitchen, scrap compost. Every day, kitchens generate a steady stream of organic waste. Banana peels, vegetable scraps, coffee grounds, tea leaves, eggshells. Most people see trash. Experienced gardeners see opportunity. And honestly, this may be the most valuable kitchen scrap system on today's list, because it combines the strengths of multiple materials into one powerful soil amendment. That changes everything. Now here's the hidden truth. Many gardeners focus on individual kitchen scraps: banana peels for potassium, eggshells for calcium, coffee grounds for organic matter. And those materials can certainly help. But when they're composted together, something remarkable happens. The result becomes much greater than the individual ingredients. As kitchen scraps decompose, billions of microorganisms break down organic matter and transform it into nutrient-rich compost. This finished compost contains a broad range of nutrients, including nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and trace minerals. More importantly, it improves the soil itself. Healthy soil retains moisture more effectively, supports stronger root systems, encourages beneficial microbial activity, and creates an environment where plants naturally thrive. That's why so many experienced gardeners consider compost the foundation of a successful garden. Now let's talk about how to use it. Start by collecting kitchen scraps, such as fruit peels, vegetable trimmings, coffee grounds, tea leaves, and crushed eggshells. Add them to a compost pile or compost bin. Mix them with dry materials such as leaves, shredded paper, cardboard, or straw. This balance helps the compost break down more efficiently. Over time, the materials will transform into dark, crumbly compost with an earthy smell. Once finished, compost can be applied around vegetables, flowers, shrubs, fruit trees, and container plants. Many gardeners spread 1 to 2 inches around plants and lightly mix it into the soil surface. Others incorporate compost into beds before planting. Both methods work well. Now here's an important mistake to avoid. Don't add large amounts of meat, dairy products, greasy foods, or heavily processed foods to your compost pile. These materials can attract pests and slow the composting process. Most successful compost piles focus primarily on plant-based materials. So what should gardeners expect? Over time, many people notice healthier soil, stronger roots, improved moisture retention, and more vigorous plant growth. Gardens often become easier to maintain because the soil itself becomes healthier. That's one reason compost remains one of the most trusted gardening practices in the world. In other words, if you could save only one type of kitchen scrap for your garden, turning a variety of scraps into compost would be one of the smartest choices you could make. Healthy gardens don't always require expensive fertilizers. Sometimes the materials that help plants the most are already sitting in your kitchen. Today we covered 6 kitchen scraps that can be transformed into valuable plant food, from banana peels and coffee grounds, to eggshells, vegetable scraps, tea leaves, and compost. Each one offers a simple way to recycle nutrients back into the garden while reducing waste at the same time. Remember, great gardens are built from healthy soil, and healthy soil is often created one small habit at a time. Now we'd love to hear from you. Which kitchen scrap do you use most often in your garden? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more gardening tips and ideas. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.